How's everybody doing today? Today our topic is finding your passion. And to get us in the right frame of mind, I want to start off by sharing a poem by Linda Ellis and Mac Anderson, and it's called The Dash. But first, let's get a little mood music. All right. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone, from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth, and he spoke the following date with tears. But he said that what mattered most of all was the dash between her years. For that dash represents all the time she spent alive on earth, and now only those who loved her know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love, and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left. That can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way that other people feel, and be less quick to anger, and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect, and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash may only last a little while. So when your eulogy's being read, with your life's actions to rehash, will you be proud of the things that they say about how you spent your dash? Anyway, hope you like that. So, life isn't about finding yourself. Life's about creating yourself. The two most important days of your life are the day that you're born and the day that you find out why. Now, for most of us, work is going to fill a large part of our lives, so the only way to be truly satisfied with what you do is believe that you do great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And if you haven't found it, keep looking. Don't settle, because that's with all matters of the heart. You'll know when you find it. A few years back, I bought a new house, and when you walk in, there's a sitting room. It's not quite big enough for a living room, so I wasn't really sure what to do with it. And I've always loved music, so I thought to myself, you know what would look good here? It's a piano. So after thinking about it for a while, I went out and I bought a piano. Now, I didn't know how to play, but that seemed to be only a minor detail at the time. And of course, I wanted to share my passion for music, so I wanted my son to learn how to play. And to motivate him, however, I didn't really want to ask him to take lessons, so I didn't know what to do. But then it came to me. He really liked the school music teacher, and it just so happened that he gave piano lessons. So I called him up, and I asked him to come over and give me lessons. Now, I've never mentioned a word to my son about this. So when the piano teacher came over and my son saw him giving me lessons, he was fascinated. He was enthralled. He didn't know what to make of it. He just watched. They talked a little bit. But after the lesson, he asked me if he could take lessons from the music teacher as well. What a great way to share a passion. How do you find passion in your life? How well do you know yourself? An effective way to determine what you want in life, and also to identify what may be holding you back, is by asking yourself a series of deep self-reflection questions. But first, think about the things that you absolutely love. I love music. I love guitar. I played in bands for many years. Did I ever tell you about the time that I had a chance to play with Joe Perry from Aerosmith, and Lou Gramm from Foreigner, and Steve Morse from Deep Purple? Or how about the time that I climbed Half Dome with my 3 sons, and we made it to the top? And what about the time we took the trip to the Arctic Circle? We got to experience the bright sunshine after midnight. Experiences like those, it's the reason that we live. It's what life is all about. But it should also make us wonder why we do what we do instead of what we really want to do. Now, if you haven't found your passion, you should do some soul searching. Because to find your passion in life, You've got to be willing to become intimately familiar with yourself. You have to know what drives you, what inspires you, what excites you, what engages you, what scares you, what you do naturally well, as well as what you pretend to like but don't, and any other lies that maybe you've been telling yourself. Now, as you become more familiar with yourself, you're going to be able to determine what's most important for you to do in the limited time that we have on life. We have in life on Earth, the time we have for our dash. Now, today, this year, throughout your lifetime, and clarifying this, you need to maximize your time doing more of what you love and less of what you don't. Most of us are so busy reacting to events in our lives that we don't allow the time to examine what's not working well, much less why. And we certainly don't take time to ask ourselves those deep, probing questions that unearth our authenticity and our buried longings. So, before we can develop our passions, we need to find them first. So, what is it you like to do? What have you always dreamed of doing? Do you have a favorite hobby that you could turn into your dream job? Have you had to give it up in order to settle for a 9-to-5 job in order to make a living? If you're unsure what you want or perhaps have varied interests in several areas, maybe you should consider taking an assessment or a test like Myers-Briggs or an energy leadership assessment. Something that's going to tell you about who you are, what you like, and what you're good at. Now, once you've identified your passion, you may need to spend some time developing it. If writing is your passion, you're going to need to work on it. Practice. Write a journal. Join a writing group. Have friends read and critique your work. If it's photography you love, then go out and take some photos. Take all kinds of pictures, close up, from a distance, at home, at big events. Get a decent camera and learn how to use it. You get the picture. Get it? Pun intended. Anyway, whatever your passion is, follow it. Your dream, your passion, it could require special skills. So look into what it will take to get the skills you need for your particular passion or your area of interest. Now, it's important to set specific goals to help develop your passion. Many of us make daily lists, but that's not enough. You need to have specific steps for each day and also think about what is it you want to accomplish at the end of the week, the month, or a year from now. Then set goals to achieve these dreams. If you're a budding writer, learn how to set up a website and work on it. Submit an article to a magazine. Set deadlines for yourself. If you do that, you're going to be more likely to reach them. Next, you need to be accountable. So once you've set your goals, you should find someone to help keep you accountable. A mentor or coach can not only teach you what you need to know to get started in your field, but this person can also be one to check in on you and see how far you progressed towards reaching your goals. You can also surround yourself with people who have similar interests. For writers, a writing group is perfect. If you're pursuing an education, you can certainly find opportunities to put together with those with people in the same major, the same degree program. You can help keep each other on track. You can encourage each other. Now, while you're doing this, don't forget to take breaks. If you're passionate about reaching your goal, you may find it hard to relax. You find it difficult to fit in time for your family and friends. But it's important to take breaks and be with those who care about you and that you care about. And this is also going to help you from becoming burnt out. You need to hold on to what's important in your personal life. Your goal is still going to be there, and reaching it will be that much sweeter with your loved ones there to help you celebrate. Now, from time to time, you're going to need to reevaluate your progress. At some point, sit back, reflect where you are and what progress you've made. Now, reevaluating after 1 month, that might be a little too soon, but maybe shoot for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and look at your goals and then compare them to where you are on your path. If you're meeting all these goals along the way, great. Congratulate yourself, celebrate. But if you're not quite making it, maybe you need to reevaluate. Are you working hard enough? Should you be doing something differently? Have you put enough time into this? Were your goals too big in general to begin with? Maybe they need to be broken down into smaller pieces, some short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. You need to be realistic in this process and take steps to be active to achieve your passion. And if you take the right steps, you plan it, you evaluate it, you're going to be much more likely to stick with it every step of the way and ultimately reach your goal. Now, going forward, you need to constantly keep developing your passion. I mean, once you've reached some level of success, most likely your dream career, it's great to enjoy it, but don't be lax about it. Avoid becoming complacent. Continue to grow. Take a class or a seminar and learn the latest developments in your field. Conferences are great for networking with others and for pursuing your own similar passions. And connecting with these people can also help provide you with new information, maybe even a renewed passion for what you're doing. So if you really want to find your passion in life, you need to set aside time and create space to ask yourself those challenging questions. Because they're going to require some thought. I'm going to give you a list of 50 today, but for the moment, just listen. You can email me afterwards, or actually I'm going to put them under the resource section, so they'll be there. So right now, just listen. Don't try to write them down. You can answer them on your own when you have time. Now, this is going to help you get clarity about your passion and the steps you can take today to lead you into a life that you'll be fully passionate about living. And if you do it right, it'll take some time to complete. Ideally, think about each question carefully. The purpose of this is to get you away from what you think you have to be doing and instead focus on what you want to be doing in life. Now, you should set the proper mood for this exercise. Make sure you're alone if possible. Burn some candles or incense if you like. Maybe put on some soft meditation music. I like Enya, but whatever works for you. And think about these words from the Moody Blues before we start. I'm going to put my music on. Breathe deep the gathering gloom. Watch lights fade from every room. Bedsitter people look back and lament. Another day's useless energy spent. Impassioned lovers wrestle as one. Lonely man cries for love and has none. New mother picks up and suckles her son. Senior citizens wish they were young. Cold-hearted orb that rules the night removes the color from our sight. Red is gray and yellow white. But we decide which is right and which is an illusion. Okay, so I'm going to go through a total of 50 questions. Once again, don't write them down. Think about them if you can, and we'll get the questions to you, or you go to the resource section and pick them up. What areas of your life are you currently working well for you? What do you find fulfilling, meaningful, enjoyable, and important? What areas of your life are currently not working well for you? What stresses you out and makes you anxious? What wastes your time and drains you? If you were financially secure and didn't need a salary, how would you spend your time? What are some childhood interests or dreams that you were never able to explore fully, but you still find intriguing? If you could pick 3 things that you'd like to be remembered for after you die, what would they be? Is there someone in your life or your past life whose work inspires you or excites you? Why? Who are they? What is it about them that inspires you? What skills or talents do you have that you're passionate about using? And what skills or talents do you have that you hate using? Consider a previous or current job. What specific activities have you done that you enjoy and find engaging? Consider a previous or current job. What specific activities have you done that you dislike and maybe you never want to do again? Nope, keep going. More mood music. During an average week, how much of your time is spent doing things you dislike or you feel is a waste of time? What are your top 5 most prominent core values? If you're unsure, you can go back and look at the information that I gave you on beliefs and values. How does your life and work currently reflect those values? Which of your top values are you ignoring or not giving enough attention? How are you currently living outside of your own integrity? What lies have you been telling yourself and others about who you are, what's important to you, and what you're passionate about? What's preventing you from pursuing your primary passion in life? What beliefs do you have about yourself and your ability to succeed in pursuing your main passion in life? How have your limiting beliefs and fears held you back from finding or pursuing your passion in the past? What credible evidence do you have to suggest that your fears or limiting beliefs that were holding you back are true? Is there any evidence that your fears or limiting beliefs might come to pass? And is the risk significant enough to prevent you from following your passion? Can you tolerate some risk and some uncertainty in relation to finding your passion? And if so, how much? What do you prioritize over pursuing your main passion in life? Is it your income, your job, your lifestyle, your home, your family, the opinion of others? What's the main concern that's holding you back from committing to or pursuing your primary passion in life? And what specific actions can you take to manage this fear? Is there anyone in your life who's preventing you from pursuing your passion? Who are they? And how are they holding you back? How could you communicate with this person or people and either gain their support or get them to get out of the way? Are you willing to disengage from people who are undermining your ability to pursue your passion? And if not, why? Do any people close to you have genuine concerns about your life, passion, or ideas? How can you address or overcome these? What hobbies or interests have you had in the last few years that intrigue you and you might consider pursuing? Are you willing to spend time pursuing these interests to learn more by maybe volunteering or doing part-time work or interning or finding a mentor? If you think you know what your passion might be, what concrete work have you done to learn more about what it is and actually experience it? What are you willing to do to better yourself in this area? Do you have enough savings to allow you to live for 6 months during a job transition or while you search for or pursue your passion? What can you do to create a cushion of savings if you don't have any? What's the minimum salary you can afford to live on? And would you be willing to make cutbacks in your lifestyle in order to follow your passion? What's the worst thing that could happen if you fully decided to commit to pursuing your passion? Could you live with this? What's the likelihood that the worst thing happening if you were to commit yourself 100%? What would your ideal day look like if you were doing what you love? What are the things you really like to achieve or accomplish in your life before you die? What steps have you taken towards these things to make them happen? Are you willing to work in a less than passionate job to pursue your passion outside of work, maybe as part-time? Imagine if you woke up nearly every day feeling happy, fulfilled, and content about your life and work. How would it impact you physically, mentally, emotionally, your relationships, and your self-confidence? How has living a less than passionate life affected you? Give specific examples. What life achievement would make you feel proud of yourself? How do you live, act, or behave in a way that isn't really you? If you had a chance to start fresh all over with your life, your relationships, your career, what would you do differently? Could you go back for a do-over on any of those things? And if your answer is no, are you 100% sure? If you live to 85, how many days do you have left to live? Just take 85 minus your current age and multiply by 365. The last question, how many of those days are you willing to live disliking any aspect of your life? For example, your job, your relationships, or even yourself. All right, we're done. Take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. Now think, What are the practical next steps that you can take towards identifying your passion and pursuing a life that's more meaningful and purpose-driven? Breathe deeply again. Take some time to think about these questions. Think, relax, contemplate, but take time to do it right. I know it's a lot, but take time with each question. Just go through it slowly in your mind, once again in a peaceful place, until you can start getting a picture. Wow, I really would like to be doing this. And that's what we want to get out of this ultimately. So, once again, feel free to email me or just go to the resource section to get the questions. And I hope you found that enlightening. It's a great tool, and I really hope you use it. So, until next time, remember, contemplate, ponder, remember to live in the sunshine and swim in the ocean and drink the wild air. The most beautiful things in life, they can't be seen or even touched. They have to be felt with the heart. Joe Pastore with Platinum Method Coaching. Until next time, make it a great day.